My godmother also spoke Polish to my mother. It was the early 1970s, and there were so many things you just didn't talk about. You also didn't ask questions when you were a child. As I grew older, my grandparents passed away at a very young age. I started to realize things that I hadn't before. My mother had a number-like scar on her arm. She said it was a burn from a grill when she was a child. I didn't understand how that could happen because I saw a burn before, but this was white and it was perfect, a number. I learned that being called a DP was not really a dumb Polak, but a displaced person. I also learned about work camps in Germany during World War II, and that they could be worse than concentration camps because people were worked to death. I didn't know what Jewish people were, just that they were holy and were like Jesus. Our neighborhood was Polish and very Catholic, with a few old people from different countries. No one spoke to my grandmother very much. She was a DP. Everyone loved my grandfather, though. I did hear the conversations between my mother and godmother about their mothers not being right in the head from the war, or in my godmother's case, that her mother was off a little. It wasn't her fault, it was because of the camps. She remembers coming to the United States and seeing the Statue of Liberty from a boat when she came to Ellis Island. My mother was very proud that she and her mom flew to the United States, that they weren't DPs, that her mother chose to come to the U.S., but it was so far from the truth. My mother never said anything about being in a camp. Her story didn't make sense. She was born in Austria, and my grandfather was an American soldier and brought my grandmother and mother here after the war. End of story.
Well, my grandma, after they moved to the U.S., they discovered that my grandma's actual father was incapable of taking care of my grandma because he was too mentally unstable. So his best friend ended up adopting her and raising her as her own.
And this was
His
after
own.
the war?
Yes, this is after the war.